Hello everyone, this is part 6 ASP.NET series lectures. In this tutorial we will learn how we can retrieve data from the database and show into the grid view. First we'll see the demo. Enter name, address, contact number. So you can see the data is displayed in the grid view. So we'll do the whole working, how we can create the database first, how we can add the data into the database, then retrieve the data. Let's start a new project. File, new project. Give any name. So we're gonna give here grid view. New project will be open soon. First time it's in creating the project, this will take a few seconds. First of all, we'll create a new database. If you want to learn SQL database complete lecture series, please follow the link below given in the description, so you can learn a lot of SQL language queries from the SQL server. We'll create a new database. SQL Express, database name, give any name. I'll give here LMS DB2. Database is created and create some tables. So design is loading. First column name, student ID, student name, address, and then contact number. Varchar 50, set the data type for each column. Varchar 50. You can also set to max. Okay, so the first column name is student ID, and we can give the auto increment or identity yes, identity yes. Change the table name to TBL underscore student. Update the database table. So the database table is created with these columns. The first column name is student ID, second name, third address, and contact. Okay. Now we'll create a already project is created. We add a form. And data grid view. That's a channel name. Al-Aziz and Rizwan Learning Hub. Split the window. Use style. Text align. Colon center. Create another div. Add a table. 2 rows, 2 columns. We can increase the rows by using the tab option. Enter name. Enter address. Enter contact. Use the toolbox to add the text boxes. Text box 1, text box 2, text box 3. Add a button. Add a grid view. We'll add this grid view in a two way. The first we'll do the drag and drop of this table. Later we set the grid view. Okay. Double click to create the event handler for this button. Add a data model. Generate from database LMS DB2. That's our database name. So we'll change the database entities. Add the table. The model is added in our project. With the following columns: the name of the table, TBL, STD, student ID, student name, student address, and contact. Close the model. Call the database. Give the database object DB equal to database entities, TBL, name of the database table. That's database table name. Create object for this table. By using this object, we'll transfer the data from the text boxes to the database table. So the first column name for the table, STD name, we use this object s dot STD name equal text box 1 dot text s dot student address equal text box 2 dot text s dot contact text box 3 dot text db dot tbl dot add object into the database table, db dot save changes, response dot redirect, give here the page or the form name, data grid view. So when button will be clicked, so after saving the data into the database table, the page will be refreshed. Now form is loaded without any error, and the text property for the grid view, there are no data records to display. I'll do some formatting for the grid view. Auto format, brown sugar, edit column. So we can change the header text for all the columns. ID, name, address, and contact number. View in browser, enter name, Abdul, address UAE, contact number. So you can see data saved into the database and now retrieve into the grid view. So we can change the text property of the button as well. Save data. So we can add more and more data. Address and contact number. So from this form, from this page, data is transferred to the database and then retrieving from database to the data grid view. So we can see here the data is saved into the database table. So with all different names are entered and the same contact number. Okay. So that was the data grid view directly drawn from the table. So we can use another way to add the data by SQL data source. So we can delete this. All right. Before we have drag and drop option, we have used this drag and drop option for the data grid view. Now we'll add the data grid view from the data source. Instead of using the table drag and drop, we'll open the toolbox, go into the data option. From here, add a grid view. Formatting the grid view. Okay, and use the SQL data source. Select the connection string LMS DB2. Next, we are selecting all the columns and then test. So all data is displayed in the SQL data source. Now we'll add this SQL data source in the grid view. So choose the data source. So we have only data source 1 SQL. So you can add this one. So you can see here, and later you can also edit the column names as we have done before. ID rest you can change, view in browser. So you can see data is retrieved from the database table. That's for today. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Bye bye.